Hi everyone, welcome to Dustin the Blind Minnesotan. Today I'm talking about the city of Fridley and why disabled people should live along University Avenue in Fridley. Fridley's kind of like a complicated place because it's a good place for disabled people to live and also a bad place for disabled people to live at the same time. It all depends on how you kind of look at it, and it depends on how you plan to get around when you live out there. So, if you look at the screen here, I made a YouTube video about this before, about university before. If you go back and down my YouTube channel, if you go to my main YouTube page, I shown university between Columbia Heights and Northeast Minneapolis. And that video is a little bit cheesy because, I was still learning how to make videos back then. The style I want to do it. Because most of you guys can't see. And some of you guys can, but very little. At that point in my YouTube career, I was trying to figure out which way do I want to do it. So now that I'm a little better, I have a real microphone. It's not a high-end microphone. I bought a $25 microphone at Walmart. It doesn't sound the best, but for someone who's making no money off this, I don't want to go, too glamorous. Once I get enough people in Minnesota that are disabled or outside Minnesota that are disabled to actually care about my content and actually watch it and support me and share my content on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all that stuff, and I actually they actually start making money, I will invest more in my content. But right now, as I'm giving you this information for free and I'm making no money, this is what you guys are getting. So if you want to learn more about university between Columbia Heights and Northeast Minneapolis, I already have that video. And one of these days, if I remember, I have to make a video on university between Northeast Minneapolis and downtown St. Paul. Because University Avenue pretty much goes from northern Fridley all the way to downtown St. Paul. So if you're disabled and you live on University Avenue, anywhere between Fridley and downtown St. Paul, you're going to have a lot of advantages. So let's get to the video, and I can explain to you why I'm making this video about why disabled people should be in Fridley. Well, Fridley has 2 bus routes going through it. And they're pretty much, if you live in Fridley, not the best, because in Fridley, the 10U goes down University. It goes down University in Fridley. It goes from the North Town Mall down University, and then goes under Highway 694. And then once it hits Columbia Heights, it goes on to Central, and then it takes Central all the way to downtown Minneapolis. Or you can take the N, and the N goes down Central from downtown Minneapolis all the way to the North Town Mall. And then down up Central. So if you're disabled and you don't live on Central, or you don't live on University, the 10N and the 10U city buses are pretty useless. And the only thing they're good for is if you can walk to them to get to the North Town Mall. And then once you're at the North Town Mall, you can get the 805 bus to get to downtown Anoka, because the 805 bus starts at the North Town Mall in Southern Blaine, and then it goes through Southern Coon Rapids, and it stops at the high-end shopping mall in Southern Coon Rapids, and then it goes through a bunch of single-family homes, the 805, and then it goes to the high-end shopping mall in Central Coon Rapids. And then it goes to a bunch of single-family homes, and then it goes to the high-end shopping mall in northern Coon Rapids. And then after that, it goes down. Then it goes to Anoka Ramsey Community College, 805, and it ends in downtown Anoka. So, the only time that if you live in Fridley, the 10N and the 10U are actually useful and worth walking to is if you're going to the Northtown Mall, where you can go shopping in the shopping mall around the Northtown Mall, or you can go get up to Coon Rapids and do your high-end shopping in Coon Rapids with the 805 bus. So if you're disabled and you live in Fridley, the best way to get around is with Metro Mobility or Transit Link. So Transit Link is a service that will pick you up from your house and take you to a major bus shelter near your house. A bus shelter is a transit station. So if you live in Fridley, for example, and you take Transit Link, they'll pick you up from your house and they'll drop you off at the Northtown Mall, because the Northtown Mall has a huge transit station. And then from there, you can hop on whatever city bus you need. Well, Metro Mobility will actually pick you up from your house and actually take you to your destination. So if you're a disabled person in Fridley, or if you're a disabled person who's thinking about moving to Fridley, if you want to rely on the city bus, you have to live along Central, or you have to live along University. And if you don't live along Central or you don't live along University, you'll have to rely on Metro Mobility or Transit Link to get around. And I'm going to say Metro Mobility is way better than Transit Link, because at least Metro Mobility will take you to where you're going. Transit Link, it'll pick you up, take you to the Northtown Mall, and if you're not going to the Northtown Mall, you still have to hop on a bus to get where you need to go. So it's more of a hassle. While Metro Mobility, at least they'll drop you off right where you need to go, right at the front door. They watch you go inside, and once you're inside, they take off. So Metro Mobility, if you live in Fridley and disabled, or if you want to move to Fridley and you're disabled, will be the best way for you to get around. And the good thing is Metro Mobility in Fridley is 24 hours a day. So if they have a driver at 1 a.m. and you want to go someplace at 1 a.m., they will drive you. If they have a driver at 10 p.m. and you want to get around, they will drive you. Metro Mobility, they have 24-hour shifts. In Fridley, they just have to have drivers. If they don't have a driver, they won't come pick you up and they won't drop you off. But if they have a driver and if they're available, they will do it for you. So Metro Mobility is a very good service if you're a disabled person living in Fridley. And the good thing about also living in Fridley is, if you're a disabled person and you're living off Social Security, living in Fridley can be awfully affordable if you're living off your Social Security. So, because Columbia Heights, where I live, you can get a pretty good life living off your Social Security, but Columbia Heights is an older city, so everyone is more closer and crammed together. Well, Fridley is a city that has a lot of low-income housing and a lot of low-income apartments and stuff. But Fridley, it's a little bit new. It's like a way newer city. So and they learned their mistakes from Columbia Heights. So then they did some improvements, and ba-bloom, So that's how. And then Fridley also has a bunch of bike paths. So if you're disabled and you don't want to take Metro Mobility or you don't want to take the city bus, you can also take the bike pass. So here is my favorite shopping mall in Fridley. It's called Fridley Market. So I get here because I live in Columbia Heights, so I get to this market with a 10U bus. So the Fridley Market, let me turn it on. satellite. Here we go. So you can actually see it instead of blobs. So I get off when I go to, see how right here there's a bunch of single family homes. So when I go to like this shopping mall called the Fridley Market, I get off on University and 57th. And it'll drop you off right here. Next to the Vaseline place. And then from here, I take a crosswalk underneath this light, and I cross here. And then I pop up right here next to Burger King, and then I cross this way, and I end up by the old CVS. I wish a developer would buy this old CVS and build a high-end apartment here, because Fridley needs those. So more young people can have housing in the city and stuff. And then this shopping center in Fridley is awfully small because they built it a long time ago. So they have the Teppanyaki buffet. The Teppanyaki buffet is the biggest buffet in Minnesota, and it's really good. And I advise you to go there Monday through Friday for lunch. Because if you go for Saturday and Sunday, make an appointment. Because if you try to eat there Saturday and Sunday without an appointment, you'll be waiting for hours. But if you go Monday through Friday during lunch, you can go there and eat really quickly without having an appointment. And it's totally worth the price. And and Fridley has 2 McDonald's. They have the Northern McDonald's and the Southern McDonald's. So when you talk to people and they say, hey, I want to meet you at McDonald's, you have to ask them, is it the Northern McDonald's or the Southern McDonald's? Because every suburb needs a McDonald's. And then they have the Duluth Trading Company. The Duluth Trading Company sells high-end pants and high-end shirts and high-end underwear, socks, and other men's clothes. The Duluth Trading Company does high-end men's clothes. And I go and buy my pants there because the Duluth Trading Company are made for people in the trades. So their pants, they can go through a lot of beating of you doing stuff outside. It's like $180 for a pair of pants. But I'm going to tell you, they're the most comfortable pair of pants I ever bought. And so what happens is they stretch them. The ones I buy, they're stretchy in the hips, so I can get bloated and whatever when I'm eating during the day and not be in pain. And then the bottom parts from my hips down, they're really, really stiff. And there's all different kinds of models, comforts. See, I just chose that model of pants, and there's so many different models of pants that fit people. They have pants for big people, fat people, skinny people, tall people. And then I love their jeans. Like before, I used to buy Levi's. I used to buy Wagner jeans. Now I just save up money and I just buy Duluth Trading Company jeans. Yeah, they're like 3 times the price. But then I know they're going to last 3 times as longer than like a Levi's or Wagner's. So I love going to Duluth Trading Company. Let me expand this screen here. Of course, there's a Cub Foods. So the Cub Foods up at the Northtown Mall, that Cub Foods is considered Fridley, but they call it, because it's only 2 feet into Northern Fridley, they call it Cub Foods of Southern Blaine. And then Blaine has a Cub Foods of Northern Blaine. But technically, this Cub Foods here is technically the only one technically in Fridley. Technically, according to Google Maps. And you have a Caribou Coffee because every American suburb needs a good Caribou Coffee. And there's an extended stay. And this extended stay here in Fridley is where a lot of low-income people live. So if you're low income and you can't afford a nice place to live, a lot of people stay in the extended stay, and they pay monthly. Because if you pay monthly at a extended stay, it becomes cheaper. And then you have the Fridley Liquor Market. The Fridley Liquor Market is a city-owned liquor store, so all the liquor bought there helps the city of Fridley. And I like it because it helps bring people to the area, and it helps improve the city. And every good suburban city needs a Great Clips. I live in Columbia Heights, and Columbia Heights is a very African American area, Middle Eastern area, and Somalian area. So we have a lot of barber shops, and we have a lot of nail salons and hair salons that target minorities in my city of Columbia Heights. But, so we don't have any big corporate chains like Great Clips. So when I want to go to a corporate chain, I have to come to this one here in Fridley, or I have to go to the Great Clips in St. Anthony, where there's enough white people in the area to support a Great Clips. So a lot of times when I go get my haircuts, I just go to a barber shop and I talk to the African Americans that are at the barber shop. Because to me it's not worth coming all this way just for a haircut. But if you live in Fridley and you have Metro Mobility, you can easily get to this Great Clips. Or you can take the 10U bus there. And then then we have the pet supply. So the pet supply is our local pet store. So they sell pet food, pet toys, and all that, and they compete against Petco. And then you have the boot barn for the ladies, so the ladies can buy boots. And then there's an H&R block, so you can do your taxes. And there's a spot for women. And then there is the original mattress factory, so you can buy mattresses. And then there's an Amazon locker, a gas station, a lot of things. There's a massage place in that strip mall, and Cub Foods, the grocery store, has an ATM. So a lot of things. And then right behind the market here, the Fridley Market, there is a Home Depot. And the Home Depot is good because that's where I buy half my stuff in my house. And then you have a Staples, like warehouse, you can call them and you can pick up stuff. And then you have, another warehouse that makes metal. And then you have an apartment building. And then you have the Fridley North Star train station right here. And the Fridley North Star train station, so if I need to go up to St. Cloud, I can take the 10U bus to the strip mall and walk to the Fridley train station, or I can take an Uber or Metro Mobility, and then I can hop on the North Star train at the Fridley train station, and then I can go up to Big Lake, where I can catch a bus from Big Lake to take me to downtown St. Cloud. And on the way to downtown St. Cloud, the bus will stop at the St. Cloud Airport, St. Cloud Community and Technical College, St. Cloud State University, and then it'll end up in downtown St. Cloud. And then on my way back, I'll take the bus to Big Lake, and then, then take the train to the Fridley station, get off, and then take Metro Mobility or walk to the 10U bus, and then come back home to Columbia Heights. So I spend a lot of time in this area, because of the Fridley Marketplace strip mall. So and then over here, there's is the Fridley High School. It's also called Fridley Public Schools. And then there's just a bunch of single-family homes. And then you have nice parks like Commons Parks. But the good thing about Commons Park is in Fridley, it's surrounded by low-income housing. So, and then your kids can play and stuff, but the issue with Commons Park is, the only negative is, it's a very old park. Because, it was built like 40 years ago, 50 years ago, and with only low-income people really living in that neighborhood, there's not the tax base to, update the park. So, you want to make sure that, you don't bankrupt everyone that lives in the park. And then, if you go further up University here, you have the Emma Fairview Clinic. And the Emma Fairview Clinic, it says Fridley, is in like central Fridley on University. And the M Health Fairview Clinic is where low-income people and people with disabilities can take the 10U bus to, or take Metro Mobility to get affordable health care. Because U of M contracts with Fairview to run this clinic. So U of M and Fairview work together to run this clinic for low-income people. So, and then when you go in there, University of Minnesota residents will be using you to learn. So it's a very good place for like low-income people in the area to go get health care. That's where I go get my health care. And then you have the Mississippi Library here along University, and you can get there with, the 10U bus or Metro Mobility. And this library is a little bit old because, Fridley doesn't have a lot of high-income earners. And because they don't have a lot of high-income earners, there's no property tax to update the library. But for Mississippi Library, it's a very nice library for being how old it is. And if you're disabled and you don't have internet access at home, you don't have a computer, or like you're low vision, you want to read a newspaper, you can go to this library and access the resources there with Metro Mobility or the 10U bus, and then the good, or any disability. I'm just saying low vision because that's the disability I have. But if you have a disability, any disability, you can take advantage of this resource. And then here I have this lake here bookmarked because this lake here, Lock Lake, is surrounded with single-family homes in Fridley, like a bunch of them. Like high-end single-family homes because it's next to the Mississippi River. It's nice, it's peaceful. To get to this lake, you will need Metro Mobility. The city bus does not come here. But to get there from the bus, the 10U bus, it's a very long walk. So just take Metro Mobility there. And then Community Park, you can actually, it's a baseball place where kids play baseball along University, and you can take the 10U bus there or Metro Mobility there. But if you take the 10U bus, you'll have to walk through the whole baseball. Be lucky there's a path, so you're not technically walking through the grass. But because the parking lot is on the other side of you, so when you're walking from the bus stop, you'll see a path, and the path goes around the baseball field, and the path ends at the parking lot for the baseball field, far away from University. But when you're walking down the path, you pass the baseball fields where you can sit on the concrete benches or metal benches and watch them play. So you can take the 10U bus, or you can take Metro Mobility to get there. I just encourage you taking Metro Mobility if you live in Fridley. But if you live in Columbia Heights like me, I encourage you to take the 10U bus. And then you have the Two Stooges Sports Bar. And this is where I like to meet up with my aunts that come from St. Cloud. So my aunts that come visit me from St. Cloud, I like to meet them up at the Two Stooges Sports Bar in Fridley. because it's not a regular bar. It has pool tables, it has food, so then, people who can see can go there and play pool together on the pool tables. And play darts. Don't forget darts. A good bar should have darts. And, and it's right, you can take the 10U bus to get there because it's right next to the stop. It's easy. You can just walk down the bike trail right next to the bus stop to get to it. And then there's a little mosque next to it. So if you're Muslim and you want to pray, you can easily get the mosque next to it. And then after you're done at the mosque, you can go next door to eat. It's a very nice place. I like this place, and I learned about it because I work at Bob's Produce Ranch in Fridley. So 2 blocks north of Northtown Mall on University. And I learned about this place from my coworkers. And my customers confirmed it was a good place. So this is where I meet my aunts when they come visit me from St. Cloud. And I'm not afraid to tell you guys that because you guys can't kidnap me there because there's a bunch of cameras. So. And then back here, like this design gallery and stuff, it's just a bunch of like warehouse businesses. And here's the mosque, for example. I go past it every day. And then right here is a candy factory. Lynn's cake, candy, and chocolate supplies. You can go in there and you can buy cake, you can buy decorations for cake, all that stuff. I've never been there before, and my coworkers have never been there before. So I can't tell you, and then of course there is a high-end clinic here called Metro Therapy Special Children's Clinic. So if you're a more high-end person, you can take your kids here. And they do a lot of things for kids. And then here's more businesses just, in the warehouses, not empty, but in the warehouses. And then here's like a manufacturing company. A lot of these people who work at these companies here and live in these homes here, they shop at Bob's Produce Ranch where I work. So these people keep Bob's alive. And around this stop here, around University and 73rd, right here, there's a bunch of low-income apartments. Right in here, mixed in with high-end single-family homes. I know that because I see them every single day. And then this is Mike's Discount Foods. Behind Mike's Discount Foods here, there's just a bunch of office buildings. I have walked this before. I walked down this before, and then I got to the end of Osborne here, and there's just a bunch of trees. And then single-family homes in the trees, and there's a bike path that'll take you through the single-family homes to the Mississippi River, where then you can bike down the Mississippi River and end up in southern Fridley, where you can end up at a bridge that goes under 694. They'll take you into Columbia Heights, and then from Columbia Heights you can get onto Central, and then bike Central all the way to downtown Minneapolis. So if you live in downtown Minneapolis, you can technically bike to my work or Mike's Discount Foods. Mike's Discount Foods is on Osborne and University, and Mike's Discount Foods sells food to the disabled and senior citizen community. That's Mike's Discount Food specialty, because they sell food that places like my grocery store, Bob's, not mine, but my work, Bob's Produce Ranch, Cub Foods, Walmart, Target, Costco won't sell in their stores. So because they get things for dirt cheap, because they can't sell that stuff at a main store, people who are disabled like me, who survive off EBT/food stamps, we can go there and get a lot of food for our money. because Mike's gets it for cheap, and they pass the price down for cheap, and for cheap you can get so much food there for your money. The only thing that sucks about Mike's discount foods is they lack a good produce section. If they invested in their produce section, they would be a good store. But the negative, I don't want that to happen, because that means they compete against my work. And then if they compete against my work, I get less business, and then I get less hours, and I get less money. So double conflicted on that. And then right across the street is where I work. I take the 10U bus every day to work because I live in Columbia Heights. But a lot of people that are disabled that live in this area, they take Metro Mobility. So let me see if I can show you pictures of my work. So Bob's Produce Ranch, what we do at my work is we only sell produce. So we sell produce, and on the side, just to pull people into the store, we use the meat department and we use the bakery. So when people come in for their lunch breaks, they can come in, grab some meat from the meat department, grab some food from the bakery, grab 1 or 2 things of produce, and leave. So our store only sells meat, things in the deli, and produce. And our produce is rare produce. So we have cotton candy tasting grapes. It's hard to find cotton candy tasting grapes. We have, yesterday I bought a pack of snickerdoodle grapes. I bought a pack, and the day before I bought a small pack of lollipop tasting grapes. So at my work we sell unique stuff. And then we sell our own version of salad dressing that Bob's Produce Ranch makes. And then we sell a bunch of snacks that Bob's Produce Ranch makes. And then, of course, we sell the main brands like Pepsi, Coke, for the sodas. We're not a full-on grocery store. When you come to Bob's Produce Ranch in Fridley, where I work, just don't expect to find everything, because you have to go to Cubs, Walmart, Target, Whole Foods, Cub Foods to find everything on your list. You only come to Bob's Produce Ranch on a special occasion to get high-end meat, high-end deli foods. High-end produce that you're planning to use for high-end events or whatever. But me, who works there, I buy food there all the time, because I'm stacking the produce. The deli is not as cheap as Walmart, but it's not as expensive as Cub Foods. So our deli's kind of medium price. And then the meat department is kind of about the same price as you go into Target or Whole Foods to buy meat. But our meat tastes better than them because our meat comes from smaller farms that takes care of their animals. So let me show you some pictures of my work. That fence is gone, by the way. It's because someone crashed into it. So just ignore that fence. So this right here I call the ice tables. And these ice tables is where every morning and every evening I put our onions, our rhubarb, our beets, full beets that look like they were just pulled out of the ground and washed. Green onions, white onions, that kind of stuff. And then, in the front, I try to stack salad kits. So when you're waiting in line, you can eat salad kits. And then on top, I stack things that you can put on your salads. And sometimes some people put watermelon here. Some people put every person at Bob's put something different in this case. Bananas, like, these are our organic bananas now. This picture's kind of outdated. Our regular bananas are on like a banana tree, and like, the ones you grab off the metal rack. Well, these are now our organic bananas, and our organic bananas are more expensive. So in my opinion, just buy the regular bananas because they come from the same farm. And then these are the things that you see right away when you come in, these tables. And this is where I put tomatoes, I put the cucumbers, I put our corn in a bag. And then lately I put individual pieces of corn out. So then people can go and they can grab individual pieces of corn. And then I put out pre-peeled corn, where you can grab 6 things of corn wrapped, pre-peeled. So you can buy corn in a bag that's not peeled, corn, one single piece of corn because they're separate, or you can buy pre-peeled corn still on the cob. So I give you plenty of options. And then right here to our right, that's our salad bar. So if like you're coming in for lunch, you can go there and eat salad, 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 salad. And because Bob's Produce Ranch is expensive, but we're trying to promote healthy produce and healthiness of the store. And that's funny, these carpets have not changed. And then we have like back by the bathrooms, the meat that I don't have to stock this. This is the meat department's problem. But we get like mainstream meat that you can find at Cubs and stuff because it's hard to find farmers that want to deal with meat. And then we get the local stuff. The local stuff is always going to be more expensive because it costs more to get that stuff. And this is our eating area. So when I take my lunch break, this is where I eat. So we have microwaves. So if you have to microwave meals, you can. We have like a little freezer down here for our employees. We have a little coffee maker. This funny is I normally sit behind where this person's taking a picture. I normally sit by the windows. And then I stack this kind of stuff. Oh, we're out of that. So don't come in for that. We're out of that. because I stack that stuff. And then here's all the weird fruits and vegetables we have. And like sometimes I have to ask our customers, what do you use that for? And these are our front cases. So our stuff in our front cases, right when you walk in the door, that stuff is going to be what we have abundance of. So if and sometimes that's where like we put even our sale items. So I like, and this is the Bob's. I like how there's an apple for like the B for the O and Bob's. Sorry. Every day I go into work, I like that little art piece because it makes us unique. And then see, here's like our corn and all that stuff, and see those carpets. I have to pick them up every night because like we clean them. And this is our grocery. Our grocery has name brand foods and they have local brand foods. And I love eating there. Oh, it's just naughty kids again. That's what happens when you live in this area. You get some naughty kids that think it's fun to shoot. They're bored because their parents at work and they have no school, and they think it's fun to shoot fireworks in the middle of the day because they're just misbehaving. And then we sell like main brands of soup, main brands of corn that you can find at Cubs and stuff. And then we also sell like local brands too. But the local brands you will pay more for. And then of course, we have like this little mom pop brand of beef jerky. And then of course we do have the main brand of beef jerky. And this is our apple wall. So like we have all these different apples grown all over the United States here. I hate stocking the apple wall.
I'm gonna be noticed because customers will ask me when I'm stacking them. Customers will ask me what the difference between all the apples are and where they're from, and I can never answer their question because to me, I'll just go to Cubs and whatever apples for sale, I'll just grab them because I'm not picky eater. I'll eat any kind of apple. And then once in a while, you'll see us put Colorado peaches out. Our Colorado peaches are our most famous peaches. And then people will come in and take pictures with them. And if you want to know when our Colorado peaches are coming in, we will post it on but the company will post it on Facebook and put it on their billboards. And people are obsessed with Colorado peaches. I don't know why. They taste like peaches, like any other peaches from California or South Carolina. It's just a company that grows Carolina peaches and Colorado peaches and California peaches all market themselves different. And the people who just promote Colorado peaches just brainwash people the best, that their peaches are the best. But to me, they're all kind of like the same. And then here's our outdoor eating area. So, and we also have another one on the other side of the door. See, now this is a more modern picture where the fence is gone. And then, I stack tomatoes, and these are more modern pictures of the store. And then, we have gift cards, and, we have so much food that I can't keep track. And this is the old picture of the store. Oh, cool. See, we have like the tiny shopping carts here. We have the big ones. Okay, that's not me. Okay. And I don't put the peaches over here. I just hate them over here. I normally put them over here, but every kind of produce person, when they run their shift, does it differently. Because people come in, I've seen people come in and steal the peaches when they're set up this way by the entrance. And I'm sorry, I want my store to make money. And these are old photos. I stacked this too. I'm gonna have to see this tomorrow. And our store is open from 8 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. So 8 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. And on Saturday and Sunday, it's open from 8:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Because at 6:30 we lock the doors and we let the last couple customers shop, and then the stores completely shut down by 7. So if you want to get in the door, get in on the weekends. You want to be in the store by 6:30. On Monday through Friday, if you want to shop late, the latest you have to be in the store is 7:30. Because trust me, if you're trying to get in at 7:45, I'm not letting you in. If you're trying to get in at 6:45, I'm not letting you in, because we want to clear the last people out, close the store at 8 Monday through Friday, and close the store at 7 Saturdays and Sundays. Because I have to walk to the bus stop, wait a half an hour for the bus, hop in the bus, take a 35-minute bus ride home. To me, working my work day is a long day. So, and then we have this little peach table in the back. I love the peach table because it gives people so many options. And then like after my shift, I smell like peaches all the time. This is the potato rack, and like we sell water bottles of water from local companies, or jars, canned jars underneath the potatoes and stuff. Because most people, they'll buy the potatoes, and then they'll chop them up and they'll put them in the jars and seal them. So that's why we put jars underneath the potatoes. And a lot of these potatoes, some of them are name brand, like from around the United States, and some of them are grown locally. And I put a sticker on them when they're grown locally. So just look for the sticker. And then of course, and then I bake peaches. These peaches like this. So then when people come into the store and you grab these peaches are baked by us. And these peaches take hours. Because we have thousands of people come through the store in an hour sometimes. So by the time you make a whole shelf full, in 30 minutes it can be gone. And then you're all for 8 hours a day you're just making peaches. So here's my photos. Cool. Our napkin. So, and this is our meat department. So our meat department, they will slice it to your size. So if you go to our meat department, you can say, hey, I want this size, that size, this size, and they'll actually go on the back of the saw and they'll cut it to your size. So then, you can buy meats that are locally. Some of them are all over the United States. Some of them are locally. They'll tell you on the sticker. And then, and our meat department's really good, but so expensive. I don't really buy it there because it's too expensive. And see, these are the same kind of sandwiches our deli makes. Let's see what this person did. See, this is what I kind of do with ours. I kind of put some energy drinks, some kind of fruit. And then we have Minnesota made popcorn, chips, that kind of stuff. Oh my God, they have. And this is our cash registers. And then this is where I hang out when I get to work early. When I get to work early, I hang out here. And I sit and I enjoy myself, and I'll go into work last minute. Because sometimes the bus, you always want to show up to work half an hour early. And then I just bum. And these carpets here, I pick up every night. So this is kind of the store I work at. So I do the evening shift. So I hope I see all you guys there. And these carts is what I use to help clean up at night. So that person's cleaning. So, and this is our discount shelf. So we have a water shelf and a discount shelf. So that's that. So, and then we have a salad bar. See, we have people. This is our meat department again. Let's see who's working. Oh, yep, I know those two people. They've been working there forever. Yeah, so this is my work. This place is very special to Fridley. If you live in Fridley, people are going to talk about my work, and they're very obsessed with it. And then this right here is a mega church. Because I know that because when I take the N bus, I get off right here when I miss the U, and I have to get to work, and I have to walk past all this. And every time I go to work, I have to be careful not to die from the church crowd. So this side of University is Fridley now, and this side is Spring Lake Park, a completely different city, because Osborne here is the Great Wall of China between Spring Lake Park and Fridley, and Fridley over here, where my work is. So then this is a mega church, and there's always music going on there, food going on there. They broadcast their stuff on TV. They give food to homeless people. Sometimes when I'm walking to work, because I have to take the 10N bus because I missed the 10U, I get jealous because I'm going to work and they're listening to rock music that I can hear outside. And this place is always surrounded by police for protection because this place is so big and upholds in so many people that it's a terrorist target. So the Fridley police and the Spring Lake Park police are always here protecting people at the mega church. It's really cool. one of these days I thought about going, but I always work on the weekends when they're having their events. And the few weekends I do get off, I want to spend time with my family, But, it's a very cool church. You can take the 10U bus, or you can take Metro Mobility to it. And this is North Mercy Hospital, Unity Campus. Mercy Hospital has a campus in Anoka, and Mercy Hospital has a campus in Fridley. And the Fridley campus is called Unity Campus. So if you get hurt in Blaine or Fridley, they're going to rush you to Unity. If you get hurt in Coon Rapids or Anoka, they're going to rush you to Anoka. And this hospital is really nice. And then if you are a high-income individual, if you're not disabled, if you're regular people, if normal person, you can go to the Fridley Medical Center. And this is a high-end clinic where people can get good medical care. So if you're on medical assistance like me, you do not want to go to the Fridley Medical Center because it's going to be very expensive for you. But you want to go to M of Fairview down in Southern Fridley because that one is for us. This one isn't for us. And then here's another bar, and you forget this bar exists because it's in the middle of a warehouse. It's all surrounded by warehouses. And hundreds of people work in those warehouses to keep all this alive. In this park, I haven't been there yet. So I don't know if it's good, bad. And then see how the river here, there's all these apartments and all these single family homes for people to live in. And along University, this is the northern McDonald's. So the northern McDonald's and the southern McDonald's are about 10 minutes away by car if you drive. But if you bike, walk, or take the 10U bus, they're over 15 minutes apart. So if you have a car and disabled in Fridley, you're going to have a totally good advantage. And this is a Sam's Club because there's a lot of families in Fridley that live in the single family homes from Somalia, from Mexico, from South America, from the Middle East. And then because they have an army of children, it's hard to feed an army of children on Cubs, Bob's Produce Ranch. So then they go and they storm Sam's Club. So Sam's Club is more of the family store, and it's totally worth, if you have kids, going to Sam's Club if you're not close to a Costco. So it's totally worth it. And then you get cheap gas and all that stuff. And then see, here's the gas station because I hear the cars when I'm walking. And then there's a flower shop here, and this flower shop also has a place in Otsego. And this flower shop is amazing and competes against Home Depots and Home Depot Menards, and they sell really good products there. You can take the 10U bus there, or you can take Metro Mobility. And this buffet here is in Spring Lake Park. It's a very good buffet. Yep, good. It even has Spring Lake Park address. And it's really good. But the funny part is on this side of University, the Spring Lake Park University side of University, the bus stops suck because when I get off the bus and I'm in Spring Lake Park, I get off the bus, I'm getting literally off in a ditch. So I get off the bus like when I'm going to work and I'm on the Spring Lake Park side of University, I'm literally stepping off into the ditch, and the bench is literally in the ditch. So if it ever rains a lot, the bus stop bench is going to be underwater. But when I'm going home and I'm here on the Fridley side of University, all the bus stops have concrete, nice benches. So when I'm getting off the bus or when I'm waiting for the bus, I have a nice place to sit. And if it rains, I'm not gonna be sitting in a ditch where all the water's running. So this buffet here in Spring Lake Park / Fridley, I kind of call it Fridley in my head because when I say Spring Lake Park, no one really knows what I'm talking about. It's a really good buffet, and it competes with the one in Southern Fridley. It has a little bit less food, but it's way more affordable. And then here, there's this Mexican restaurant here. It's really good. You can get off. You can take the 10N bus here, or the 10U bus here. And this Mexican restaurant's really good. Or you can take Metro Mobility here. I've been there twice. Yep. And then there's a barber school to teach men how to do haircut. There's a tobacco store. Every suburb needs a taco place and a cigarette store. And then Once Upon a Child is where you can buy high-end clothing and where you can sell high-end clothing for kids. So if you bought some Nordstrom kid clothes and they grow out of it and they're still in high condition or nice condition, you can sell them to Once Upon a Child in Spring Lake Park / Fridley. Or if you want to buy high-end clothes for cheap, you can go to Once Upon a Child. And then here's Advanced Auto Parts and a UPS store. And then there's a little grocery store in there too, but it doesn't show it in Google Maps. And then here's a little restaurant. It used to be an old warehouse. And then here's a little bit more businesses. The Spy Shack. Oh, this is opening soon. So this is going to be this. It doesn't say what it is yet, but I'm going to save it right now on my want to go because once it opens, me and my family from St. Cloud can go see it. And then there's so many small businesses here. Look you can buy shoes. Right here on the 10 bus, the 10U bus and 10N buses. This is where the 10U and the 10N buses merge. And then right here's a Coinstar, Sherwin-Williams, Sleep Number, Walmart. This is the Fridley Walmart. So the Fridley Walmart is barely in Fridley because right here is where the Southern Blaine, Coon Rapids, Spring Lake Park, and Fridley borders clash. So the Fridley Walmart, in my opinion, is only a block away from being in Blaine. Blaine almost got 2 Walmarts. Lucky bastard. Bastards. And now this is the Northtown Mall. The Northtown Mall is one of my favorite places to shop near my house during the winter. And there's a Home Depot. And then this right here is a bunch of strip malls. And in Southern Blaine. And this over here is Coon Rapids. So this is this Coon Rapids Southern Shopping Mall. And then they have a Southern Shopping Mall, and they have a Central Shopping Mall, and they have a Northern Shopping Mall. So, and then from here, you can catch the 805 bus that'll take you through all the major shopping centers in Coon Rapids, and then to Anoka Ramsey Community College, and then it ends in downtown Anoka. So then everyone that lives in Coon Rapids and Anoka can work in all the retail stores and still, get here by bus. And then this is right here is where if you're disabled here in Blaine is where you come get services. So it's called the Anoka County Human Services Division. So here, my best advice to get here is let me see what bus this is so I can just tell you. You can take the 25 bus to get there that leaves from the Northtown Mall and goes to downtown Minneapolis, or you can take Metro Mobility there. That's just my advice. If I had to go to this office, I would just take Metro Mobility or an Uber. In the Anoka County Human Services Division, when I first moved to Anoka County from Hennepin, I took Metro Mobility to this place to qualify for services in Anoka County because I was moving in. So then they reached out to Hennepin County, got my files when I went there for an appointment, and then they moved me over and they slowly adjusted me to Anoka County. So then, I come here and, when I first moved to Anoka County and moved into Columbia Heights, and I just took Metro Mobility. And here, to get an appointment, you have to call, because you can't just walk in and say, help me, please. You have to make an appointment, and then you have to come at your appointment, and then they help you. Because they have so many people. They can't just... And then here is this workforce center here, this career force in Blaine, is a place where they teach disabled people how to get a job, how to pass an interview, and all that stuff. So disabled people, we can get a job in retail and make money and pay taxes and help society. Because if we don't work, who's going to take care of the baby boomers? And then there's the Salvation Army Food Distribution Center. So what happens is if you're in Anoka County and you're homeless or you're non-homeless and you need food, you can go to this place and you can get food. So then you're not starving to death. So the good thing about this area is there's a lot of things for you to go and visit if you have Metro Mobility access. Because the city bus does not really go much, but if you have Metro Mobility, this is a very, very accessible area if you have Metro Mobility. The city bus, not so much. If you have access to Metro Mobility, this is a perfect area for you to live in. And this Mexican place in Spring Lake Park is really good. Me and my mom discovered it when I lived in downtown. It was my birthday. And my mom came to visit me from Florida. I was working at the Mall of America that time. And I just wanted, and when like you don't have a car, you just want to go places where there's no city bus allowed, where a city bus can't go. So we drove from downtown Minneapolis all the way out here, just driving and driving and driving down, because we got down here with Central. Because, we just kept driving and driving and driving. We tried to hit up, we checked out a bunch of small restaurants along Central here. And eventually we just saw this place and we just fell in love with it, me and my mom. And we ate my birthday dinner here. And then to me, I love Mexican food. Love it. I can't say half the name of the food is. And I don't know really what's in it. But I love eating it. It hasn't killed me yet. So, I like going to these mom and pop Mexican places because, I don't understand sometimes what they're saying. I don't know what's 100% in the food. And there's always a language barrier because I speak English, they speak Spanish. They don't know English well, I don't know Spanish well. But, but they always have good food. I like supporting mom and pop businesses. And it's amazing. I haven't gone over here much because, I don't have time because I'm always working or doing YouTube videos or going for walks. But, along here, there's a bunch of businesses, places to work, And then up here in Blaine, there's like a bunch of trailer parks you can live in and more businesses that you can get to with Metro Mobility. So Fridley is kind of like, a very good area to live if you have Metro Mobility. And then, of course, if you're going along Central and Spring Lake Park / Fridley, whatever way you can want to call it, there is like a bunch of mom and pop, like auto shops, and but you, as a person who, doesn't drive, you're not going to be over here a lot, because most of the things over here are for people who drive. But Deals and More here, I did like that store because it competed against Discount 70, and you could buy things for cheap. So that's kind of about Fridley, you guys. So if you guys want to be disabled and live in Fridley, just count on using Metro Mobility or Uber a lot, because the city buses don't really help you unless you want to get to the Northtown Mall. Because the 10U bus and the 10N buses were originally designed for people to park at the Northtown Mall and then use the Northtown Transit Center to get into downtown Minneapolis. Because before people could work online, people just, drove to Northtown Transit Center, parked there for free, took the 10U or 10N to downtown Minneapolis, did their work, took the 10 bus back out to Blaine, hopped in their cars, and drove home. So the 10 bus is made to mostly help people get into downtown Minneapolis, get back to Northtown Mall, and then so they can drive back to their suburban house. So, but the 805 bus that goes there is it's made for minimum wage workers to go to work. So two different kind of busing. So if you decide to move to Fridley, just plan to take Metro Mobility. Before you move to Fridley, make sure you qualify for Metro Mobility. Well, there's those idiot teenagers shooting fireworks off again in the middle of the day where no one can see them. Well, I hope you guys have a good day. Bye-bye.